Welcome back to The Other Story. Now, before the break, we were taking a look at how counterfeit medicines are affecting you across Pakistan. Let's now cross over to Peshawar, where the availability of such drugs is rampant. And it's not just counterfeit medicine. There are also the unregistered and imported drugs from countries like India and China, which are also available in the market. Our correspondent Mumtaz Bangash tries to find out how true are the government's claim on cracking down on the sale of such medicine.
Adulterated, counterfeit and fake medicines are available throughout the country, but the pace with which they have been occupying the markets of NWFP is in fact worrying. There are laws in Pakistan, but they are rarely implemented in letter and spirit. More than 600 companies have the license to manufacture around 50,000 drugs in Pakistan. NWFP has only 64 medicine manufacturing units, but the number of retailers and distributors is increasing day by day. Around 80,000 retailers and distributors are selling drugs in different parts of the province. A number of unscrupulous dealers are involved in selling fake medicines in the markets of the province due to one reason or another.
में 50% डिस्काउंट आ जाए, 60% डिस्काउंट आ जाए और आम कंपनी से मिसाल की बात है 10% डिस्काउंट मिलता है तो वो फिर लालच में आकर ये चीज़ें आगे प्रमोट करते हैं.
The Drugs and Chemist Associations say they are aware of the situation, but it is beyond their control.
If anybody is doing wrong, you can inform or that lesson can be cancelled. But we cannot control, even health department cannot control. So a big action should be required from the health department to check those people which are not professionals.
The health department admits that spurious medicines are sold in the province, but officials are not ready to admit that they are sold frequently even in the cities.
Government of NWP has taken measures to control spurious drugs. The percentage is less than 1%. About 15 cases were registered regarding spurious drugs, and total number of inspections made throughout province 2125.
Apart from the fake medicines, drugs are smuggled from abroad, and no one exactly knows about the contents of those cheap drugs.
There are many medicines in the market, especially Indian medicine, German and Chinese, so the people will definitely buy cheap one. So it is easy to buy for people because the Pakistani medicine is more expensive in these countries. So there definitely people we have no difficulty for us to buy these medicines, so we will definitely prefer cheap one.
Drug inspectors inspect stores and manufacturing units, but spurious drugs are being sold everywhere despite that. To keep a check over errant chemists and druggists, a proper system should be set in place to monitor the performance of drug inspectors across the province. Mumtaz Bangash, DawnNews, Peshawar.
Mumtaz Bangash there reporting from Peshawar. Now let's cross over to the Punjab, where SANASF is trying to take stock of the situation, as the government is saying that it has cracked down on various manufacturers of unspurious drugs.
Nearly 1 million people die in developing countries every year due to the use of counterfeit medicines. And Pakistan is not safe from this menace either. Pakistan's rural populace is especially susceptible to this threat. Unfortunately, despite the high risk, competent record keeping is still unheard of.
Because a lot of people who die, they don't opt for post-mortem. So the exact reason of death cannot be ascertained. So we don't have any exact data, and even in the whole of the country, we don't have any system.
The Punjab Health Department has recently conducted raids on factories where spurious medicines have been manufactured. People, on the other hand, say there is much more the government needs to do, as the practice still continues unchecked in many areas.
In case of life-saving drugs, if you are manufacturing fake medicines or you are selling fake medicines, it should be a big crime.
People should be made aware. There are two things. One is the counterfeit drugs and the other is the expired drugs. And at the same time, people should be made to buy from just big shops.
The Punjab government intends to suggest amendments to the Pakistan Drugs Act of 1976 so that stricter action can be taken against such criminals.
We are on crackdown. From last 1 year, we have grabbed the very large mafias and groups who are under trial. The problem is again that when we send these cases, arrest these people, they don't get proper punishment. So they are released after being fined. So now the Chief Minister has desired to even change the Drug Act.
the simple and often illiterate masses of Pakistan easily fall prey to such treachery, and repeated operations are needed to bring an end to this menace. Being a developing country, Pakistan is counted among those countries that have a higher percentage of deaths due to fake medicines. This, many say, can only be controlled if the government maintains a stricter check on the manufacture and sale of counterfeit drugs, besides taking to task those responsible. Sana Saif, Dawn News, Lahore.
Now you've seen how rampant the problem is across the country. What is the solution? Do we need a national policy on counterfeit drugs? Does the Ministry of Health need to empower its enforcement agencies for proper vigilance? Does all government activities relating to counterfeit medicine be published on a website? Should the pharmaceutical industry come up with innovative plans? We'll take a quick break here, but when we return, we'll try and find solutions to these and more of your questions. Stay tuned to The Other Story.